We're going to look at what the students who are interested in film have to do for this project. So basically, as a film student for this project, it's going to be about writing your first script and a treatment. And we'll explore that more on Wednesday morning, and I'll record that session as well for those of you who can't make the Wednesday morning. But basically, this is focusing on aspects of pre-production. So getting the formatting of the script right, to collaborate with each other in a sort of a writer's room environment, which we'll create sort of next week, and storyboarding from it and getting that sort of look. So I'm not expecting you guys to make a film in 2 weeks' time, because I'm aware that that's a lot to ask. So we're looking at sort of like pre-production. So the sky is the limit with your films. You can cast, film, create whatever you'd like without worrying about sort of the constraints of production. You don't have to worry about needing to build a space station or film in a desert. It's fine. It's just the idea that you're creating a concept and a pitch for a film, and then you're going to basically write out one scene. So you're going to think about what the story is and the object that you're basing the story around, and then create just one scene from that. Probably, hopefully, a really interesting, intriguing scene. So you don't even have to script the whole story. You're just telling one scene of that story. So, basically it's about tracing how to research and how the MacGuffin is used in filmmaking as well, because it's a trend that has not gone away. And from Citizen Kane through to the most recent Ryan Reynolds films on Netflix, everything has a MacGuffin, and a MacGuffin in context of filmmaking is important for you guys to understand. So basically, you're going to write a treatment for a short film. A treatment is basically a short synopsis of what that film is. So if, for example, I was going to take a film like Raiders of the Lost Ark, I'd say a renowned archaeologist goes on a quest to retrieve the Ark of the Covenant, facing off against Nazis, and maybe a little bit more elaboration of the plot and everything. But basically, you're trying to give a little synopsis of what the film is, what's going to happen in the film, and develop a little storyboard and a script, and that's going to be presented as like a short presentation. I'd like you guys to take part in the After Effects workshops and maybe re-edit or explore editing, especially if you've avoided that a bit. I'd like you to look into MacGuffin. So tomorrow, you're going to have the opportunity in the morning to watch The Big Lebowski. And I'll show you in a second how to access that. And you're going to use that scene to write and understand how the plot device works around that. And of course, keeping details of your progress and your evaluations and your scripts either on your blog or in your sketchbook. So, like I said, tomorrow I'd like you guys to watch The Big Lebowski. The MacGuffin in that is the carpet. And if you haven't seen the film, that's great. I'm not going to spoil how the carpet takes place in the film. But if you have seen it, I'd like you to watch it again and sort of think about how the Coen brothers write scripts. So let me just quickly show you how to access that. So if we are on Microsoft Edge and we go very briefly to the Bob of Broadcast, and this link you guys will have a copy of. Give it a second while the internet does its thing. Basically, you're going to click on the link. It's going to take you, basically it's called learningonscreen.ac.uk. The link is on my UCA for you guys as well. And you're going to click sign in. And give it a second because the internet is acting up. Come on. And then once it's at the sign in page, any day now, you're going to type in University for the Creative Arts. Click go. Wait again. And that's going to take you to the sign-in page. Now, with the sign-in page, when I get to that, I'm going to just use my UCA sign-in. That single sort of your student number and the password. So wait for it. Any day now. Thanks for your patience. Come on. So it's going to take you to this. This is the page hopefully you guys have all seen. If it's like you, you've got it signed in. So it's basically your student number at students.creative.ac.uk and whatever your typical password is for that. You click sign in. And again, it'll do its little thing, transferring me over to the site. And this also has like loads and loads of other episodes and shows and movies. And I do have a little playlist of some relevant films for you guys to look at. This basically rips things from television. So in the MacGuffin playlist here, which you guys should hopefully have the link for, you'll see I've got The Big Lebowski, North by Northwest, The Maltese Falcon, and Parasite. I would like you guys to watch The Big Lebowski tomorrow morning. And if you click the link for The Big Lebowski, it's going to start playing it. And like I said, it's ripped from TV. So it has like old TV commercials on it. So my advice to you for the TV commercials is just to sort of skip through them because there are quite a few. So when you start playing it, you'll see it's about 3 minutes until the film actually starts. So, these are things, but basically if you skip to about sort of 3:52-ish, that's where the film actually starts. And that will avoid you having to watch 3 minutes of old ads. Unless you want that. If that's part of the viewing experience you want, you can check that out. So let me go back to the PowerPoint. So yeah, I'd like you to watch Big Lebowski, and then in the afternoon, you guys have a collaborate session on Collaborate Rooms with Jack to discuss the film and discuss ideas. Just a reminder that, once again, the MacGuffin is a plot device. So basically, it's the thing that basically puts your story into action. So a plot device is the thing that gets the character to kind of leave their everyday routine and start the actual story that is your story. So if my story is about a gang, yeah, let's say they're a gang of robbers in London, and they're quite successful gang of robbers, but let's just say this one time they break into this one house and they steal this one statue, but the statue is cursed. Therefore, the cursed statue then becomes the item that's the MacGuffin. It's the thing that somebody else wants, or the thing that changes their story that's different from the normal routine of them just stealing stuff. The fact that they've chosen to steal this one cursed statue then basically sets the plot in motion, and then eventually the cursed statue might become unimportant. It might be like, oh well, they're all just basically screwed and they're all unlucky, and now like I don't know, Interpol's after them and Scotland Yard is all on their case, and they no longer have the luck that they used to have in stealing all these things, never getting caught. Now they get caught. That is an example of how a MacGuffin can work in your narrative. You can also look at more experimental approaches. So you don't have to create something that is straightforward, a narrative, something happens in this. It can be an abstract approach. So if you would like to use this as an opportunity to explore working with found footage and experimental and installation films, please feel free to do that. Look at somebody like John Acomfra or Bill Viola or Pipolodi Wrist and see how they've kind of created video installations and consider exploring that if script writing isn't your jam and you're more of a post-production production person. So consider experimental and that the film itself could be your object. So there is a little bit of play. So you can either go the route of writing a script, developing that, or you can produce a short film. There's a lot of wiggle room in this project. The idea is I just really would like you guys to use objects or the film as an object and build a story around that. Whether the story is experimental or straightforward, that is entirely up to your creative endeavor and what sort of ideas you have. So have a look at those. Have a look on the journal task, and I will hopefully see you guys on Wednesday morning to help you guys with developing and writing your script. So today, get your ideas in order, have a look, start doing the research, start thinking about what the object is and how it might play a pivotal role, or no role really, but start the action in your narrative.